My name is Officer Siale. Before we get started, would you like to go to the toilet?
No.
If not, we can continue with the interview. I would like to ask you some questions in regards of the event that took place in your store. Before this, there are things that I would like to explain and to clarify to you that this is not a normal conversation. I just want to explain the process to help you get a better understanding and that you know how all of this works. And then I'll give it to you to talk about what happened this morning. I'll just be taking some notes after the interview, and I'll be using this to write a formal report. So can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Robert Marsters.
Your date of birth?
9th of the 11th, 1971.
Your phone number?
021 6748 132.
And your address?
13A Nile Gorge Road, Wellington.
Before we start the interview, is there anything you need before we get started?
No.
Do you need medical attention?
No.
Would you like some privacy?
No.
Okay. Here's a pen and paper if you need to write or sketch some information that you will need to remember. I would like you to think back to 9:30 a.m. this morning. When were you in the store, and tell me what you saw?
I was working at the front counter of the shop when I heard the door buzzer sound, and I looked up briefly to see a bloke walk into the shop. I said good morning and continued with my work. The bloke started walking around the classic rock section, looking at the records and the display units. A few minutes later, I heard my staff member Vin yell out, "Hey, what are you doing? Come back." I looked up and saw Vin trying to grab hold of the bloke that came in earlier, but he ran out of the door carrying some records under his arm. He took off down Willis Street and turned into Abel Smith Street. Vin chased him briefly, but came back after he lost him. The bloke dropped one of the records on his way out the door, but he managed to get away with 2 other records.
Could you tell me what direction you went in?
He took off down Willis Street and turned into Abel Smith Street.
Can you explain who else was around that time?
Besides me, there was Vin Jones as well.
In your initial call, you mentioned a man. Describe this man for me, please.
He looked to be a male of European descent, between the age groups of 30 to 40 years. Sorry, I really can't tell you more than that. Talk to Vin.
So, if I can confirm what you told me, you were working at Groovy Records and a man came in and stole a few items. One of your staff members, Vin Jones, chased the male down Willis Street as the male turned into Abel Smith Street, and Vin came back after he lost him. The suspect male seemed to be of European descent and is between the age groups of 30 to 40 years old. I'll write this up as a report and use it in court if necessary. Then I'll give it to you to sign it afterwards. If this needs to go to court, we'll have this information available and it's there to refresh your memory. Let me know if your contact details change so that I could change the information from our sides for you.